Alright, so today's video is going to be about gear and how to get the highest CP possible for your team. So in this video is going to be for all the global players that are going to be starting this game. You'll see that global comes out in a couple days when this actual video is out. So to talk about gear, now this is something you guys need to know before you do get into the game and just start messing around with actual gear. So what gear is every unit has a specific little area where you can click into it and you can pretty much put equipment on them, and that's basically going to get them stronger. So that's basically what you need to do, and some units are different than others. So some units you want to have attack equipment or defense equipment, or some are where you need to have HP equipment or defense equipment. For example, we're going to talk about Meliodas real quick. So you can work on him as attack and defense if you wanted, or if you wanted to do more HP based, you can, either or. I just have this gear set up right here just so you have a better idea of what to do. So don't really follow exactly which ones to go for each character, because every character is different. If you want to do Meliodas, I would do more of defense. Well, I'd say HP and attack more, just because if he has more HP and the more he loses, his full counter does insane damage. And of course you want to have some attack for him, so it's attack and HP for him. Personally, that's what I would say. But the way I made him when I first got the game, it was attack and defense, and it still worked. It was pretty good. But if you really want the best out of him, make sure to work on his HP a lot more. But to talk about this, so you have the left side and then the right side. So you realistically want to do more on rare equipment than SSR, but you can see like I have a lot of gear here, so you can see like I don't really push too much out of this. But you can see the left side is all SSR, the right side is all SSR as well. But personally, I would say you can just move on the right side. You can just put all rare. For example, I'm gonna do this just to put, like, for example, just do this. Just gonna do it real quick, and you can see, let's see, I don't have really any rare gear other than these. I'm just gonna put this. Don't follow this exact equipment setup. I'm just showing you guys how to actually work on it. So normally you can do this kind of style where you have SSR gear on the left side and then rare on the right side. The reason why I'm saying rare on the right side is because, one, rare is easier to reroll, and what rerolling is basically you have substats on your gear. So normal gear you can actually set up where it's HP, attack, and defense. So you can see attack is on the top left and top right normally. I don't have that here, but then you have defense in the middle left and the middle right, and then HP on the bottom left and the bottom right. So those are going to be your stats regardless of what you put there. What you want to do is substats are where you're going to re-roll that. So in English, of course, on the global version, this is, in Japanese, this is what attack looks like for that kanji. It would be, of course, English. It'll say attack in English once you see the global version. Then when you go to the middle one right here, this one is defense. So you can see I look at it as that B. It looks like a B to me, so that's how I know it's defense. And then on the bottom one is easier to read because it literally says HP. So the way to re-roll for these is that when you're in this menu, the one thing you have to do first is you have to upgrade your actual setup. So when you go into here, you're going to click this yellow button. When you click this yellow button, you're going to have to get these crystals. So these crystals, now that's the thing about SSR gear, you kind of have to grind a lot to get these compared to having rare gear, where rare gear it's pretty much easier to get, because when you re-roll for these, you can use these first, right? And then when you upgrade it, so let's just say I use it on this one, for example. Actually no, that's not gonna be able to do that. So if we go back, I'm actually just gonna show you. I don't mind wasting this real quick just so you guys have a better idea. So let's just do this. We're gonna have it for the 3. Okay, I did it 3 times. I can do it 4 times. Let me just do it 4 times so then you can see. So when you basically get up a gear, you'll see that the HP is going up, as well as the number right here on the left side, top left. So it's going to the 3rd one, and then when you keep on doing this, you pretty much get to the point where you can actually do an upgrade to it. So basically giving it an extra star, so then you can go ahead and do the next reroll. So when you go into this form right here, this part, now once you have 5 plus right here, you're going to click the yellow button again, and then you're going to have to use these little crystals. So it's a 3-star crystal. You need 1 in the first one, then you need 2 in the second one, 3 in the third one, 4th in the fourth one, and then 5 in the 5th one to do to basically get it up. But for rare gear, you use gold, and gold is pretty much easier to get later on in the game, but I rather use gear like that. So you can see that I didn't get a good reroll because it doesn't say HP or defense or anything like that here. So you kind of have to pretty much reroll over and over again until you get these stats. So you'll see, just to give an idea, I'll do it until I see it. So right there it's HP, but it's not the right HP. So on this one you have to go and do this one again. So if you do it again, you'll see that it will go to HP hopefully, and then you'll see, so it did it again. So you have to wait until you get to HP, and then once you get into it, you'll know that that's the right reroll for it. And you have to keep on doing that for every other gear as well. So we have to keep on doing it until you get to the HP. I'm not gonna really, I don't think okay, let me see. Okay, so we finally got HP again. So right here now, once you do have HP, the extra part right here where it says plus 2.9%, you want that to be a really high percentage. So right now we got 2.9%, the highest is 3%. So you want to keep on re-rolling until you have at least more than 2.7% on here. And then once you have that, you back out and you have to go back into the yellow one to actually upgrade it again. And the more you upgrade for all your stats, the higher your percentage will be. So right there you see 2.9%. You want that to be more than at least 12% to begin with. So you have to keep on re-rolling. So it will be annoying at the beginning of the game, but later on you'll understand that it's easier throughout time. But on the left side, of course, it's stronger gear, so you want to make sure that you have all your stats. So you can see that that one was our HP gear. On the bottom left, we could re-roll this, but the thing about re-rolling when it comes to SSR gear is that it starts to use gems. So at the beginning of the game, you will see that you have to use gems to re-roll. Now, at the beginning, a lot of people were using that before, but later on in the game, you start getting these things. They're called anvils. The good thing about the global version is that anvils and hammers should be already in the game when the game comes out. So anvils are the basic alternative to rank up your gear, and this is what you want to do so you can make sure that you get your proper re-roll. So instead of using gems, do not use that. Use anvils once you have that. Just grind it out in the game. So let's just say we do an anvil real quick. So let's just we'll do the first one. So let's do 5 anvils, and you'll see that it's re-rolling for us without using gems. And you can see we didn't get the right re-roll, so we'd have to do it again and again. But I'm not going to go too in depth with it. You guys should understand that it's basically like that, and you have to keep on doing it until you see HP. Same way with this one, you see HP. You want all of these to be HP, and then a specific percentage. With SSR gear it's harder, but as long as you can get at least 2.1 or 2.5%, at least that number, then you should be good. Then on the same thing on the defense part, you can see that defense is the same exact thing. So once you have this right here, you want to do the next version as well with the same exact name, which is right there, but it'll say defense in English, and the percentage wise you want much higher. But at the beginning of the game, you don't want to use all your SSR gear because it's a lot of money. So what you want to do is use all rare gear. So what I'm going to show you guys real quick is if I go to a specific unit, because it already has all the stuff on there, it'll be easier to understand. So if we go right here, you can see it's all rare gear, and the reason why he has all rare gear is because he is one of the sub partners on the team. So if I go into the team real quick, you'll see that he is one of the sub partners, so it's easier to understand. So you can see right there, for example, that's a sub partner. Once you have him there, then you should be good. But the thing is, he and the other 3 on the team that as sub partners, you want to have all rare gear. So when you see that, if I click on Meliodas, for example, if we go into here, I can actually show you it's easier because we can actually set up how the gear is. He has the same exact gear setup, but then if you see go down, you see Gila has the same one, and so as Jericho. So as long as they all have the same gear, you should be good. But the other thing is the main units that you have on your main team, you should have SSR gear or more, because those are where you're going to get the higher CP off of it. So the good thing is, let's actually go into Meliodas so it's understandable. Now, this, you want to do more HP and defense just because they give you a better boost for health, of course, and health you want a lot of, but just because since these are sub partners, they're not really doing much but giving you the extra boost for HP. But you can see on the top left, HP gear, as you can see, that's a heart, so it's HP plus 5 with 5 stars. This is the reroll for 12.5%. So you can see once you see the attack kanji, you'll see that's 2.1%. The highest is 3%, and then 2.6, and so on. Once you keep on doing that, you have to reroll over and over again until you get to those numbers. Same thing with defense. So you can see it's HP gear, and then the reroll for it is 12.1% for defense. Same exact thing. You have a full setup like this, and then same thing on the bottom left. You'll see it's HP gear, and then it has HP 12.1%, so which is really good. Now the other thing to note is that the way you make this actually work for you is that you have to have the 4 of the same gear type and then 2 of the same gear type. So right here you see that it's all HP, and then 2 defense. So that's how you have like the full boost. So you want to get the full boost for your units to have 4 of the same exact type of gear, and then 2 of the same exact type. So you have HP and defense for one of them, and then if you go into, let's just say, Escanor real quick, you'll see that his will be a little bit different. So if we go into Escanor, you see it's all attack type and then 2 defense. As long as you have 4 of the same one and then 2 of the same one, you should be able to get the boost for your unit. Now another thing is, this is UR gear. You guys won't see this until almost end game, so it will be a while until you guys see that. So this used to be all SSR gear. So basically you want to reroll all the SSR gear, and actually to show you guys the SSR gear so it's easier to understand, this is going to be where you're fully end game and you'll understand what to do once you get to that point. But you can watch this video over and over again until you understand how to use gear. So you can see right here, HP and defense is really good for Gother, just because he's a support unit. So support units, you want to have HP and defense for that, and then you can see all SSR gear on the left side and all SSR gear on the right side. There's a attack rerolls on the left side, attack reroll on the right side on the top, both ones, and then in the middle you'll see that's defense reroll, and then defense reroll. You can see that this one's 7% because it is hard to reroll when it comes to SSR, so I didn't really worry about that. Then you go on the bottom, it's HP reroll, in the bottom right, HP reroll. So as long as you do that, you should be good. You can see that I have 4 HPs, so 1, 2, 3, and then 4, and then 2 of the defense on the bottom right and the middle right. So that's basically how you have to do gear to understand better. You just want to have the actual unit's gear set. On the top left and right, it's attack. Bottom, middle, left, and right is going to be defense, and then bottom left and right is going to be not defense, HP. So you want to make sure you do that, and then have the rerolls on those. And of course, English, once global version comes out, it will be all English. So it's attack, defense, and then HP, which is easy to understand. It's more about just getting the right units gears on the proper one, so you guys understand which ones you have to use for this. So let's just say, actually I can just show you guys easier right here. Meliodas, he's attack and defense based because he's really strong. You want to do a lot of damage with him. Escanor, attack and defense. Now the thing about this is that you see like this right here. Let's actually go and switch it. So let's actually go to Demon Melee so you guys can understand a little bit better. This is when UR gear does matter. You'll see that there's a huge difference in UR gear than SSR gear. But just to give you guys an idea, once we switch over to him, you'll see that it has these little I don't know what they call it. It looks like a bug. So you'll see like right there, that's the little light up thing. That's basically the SSR gear that works for this unit, specifically only for him, that when you have it UR, the UR stats will only work with Meliodas. So if we switched it to, let's just say if we switched it to Escanor again. Escanor's gear that he has right now currently is not his gear. That's the only thing. This gear will only work with the specific unit that work with it. But you could still use this gear for Escanor because the main SSR stats that you had for it, you can actually still get for this without having to use the UR part of it. So whatever these stats were before the UR version, that's what the stats you're getting for it. So the SSR versions of these, before that you had UR'd it, will work with Escanor, just not the extra boost from the UR versions. So that's basically what you need to know for the gear. And it's not too hard once it comes to gear. You'll understand it while you play the game, that you want bottom your sub partners as all HP and defense personally, just because they're support units, and then you want your heavy hitters on the top with attack and defense mainly. And some of them you can have attack HP and defense, for example like Gother, because Gother is of course a support unit. He's not supposed to do a lot of damage. He's just there to help you rank up your skills, and of course just be there for tanking if he has to, which is why he has HP and defense stats for him. So once you understand that, then it should be easier for you. Personally, I'm going to say at the beginning of the game, what you want to do is that you want to get all rare gear on a unit, for example right here, and have it as your like main team units, just because you want to work on your gear anyway. So once you have all rare gear on the left and right, then you have to start switching out to do SSR gear, and then have these rare units, these rare gears, as your sub partners later on in the game. But for now, like the main unit, for example, let's just say I do switch Arthur into the main team, right? What you want to do is once he's on here, he has rare gear. So you can see that he has rare gear and he's on my main team. What you want to do is basically have that for the whole team, and have some units, for example like Demon Meliodas, have some SSR gear for him, so you can work on getting the rare gear out of him so you can put more SSR gear, because in the game it takes a while to get SSR gear to where it's at. So you want to start off small and then go bigger, and then use your rare gear for your partners on the bottom instead. So you basically just go from the top to bottom and do that the whole time for your whole team setup. So hopefully that makes sense, because to me it makes sense just because I understand how gear works now. But if you guys do have any other questions, let me know in the comments below. But it's not too hard to understand that once you actually understand where gear goes for each unit and then what rerolls you need to do, then it's easier, and your CP will start getting higher and higher, and you'll start, you know, passing over 150,000, 170,000, and so on. Like you can see, it's already at 169,000, and I don't even have like the full setup that I would normally have. But you can see HP is really high, attack is super high, and then, you know, defense is pretty good for that as well. So this is how it works for every unit, and you'll understand later on how to keep on going towards that. But that's pretty much what I wanted to do for the gear video. If you guys still have any more questions, let me know in the comments below. Tweet at me at DBZSkills if you guys need any help. You can DM me there as well. My DMs should be open. If not, just at me and I'll DM you back, so it's easier to understand. And of course, if you guys did enjoy, let me know in the comments below. Drop a like on today's video, and then just subscribe to the channel you guys are brand new for Grand Cross. And if you guys want to see more 7 Deadly Sins for the global version, then let me know, and I'll continue to do more videos for that. And of course, I did my daily mission, so that's good. But before we actually get off this one real quick, I want to go to King, so you guys do understand this real quick. So when you do grind out the game, you will get a lot of gear sets. What you want to do actually before that is go to DN, and you want to break your gear apart. So when you break your gear apart, you'll see that you'll get crystals out of this. So actually, I don't need any of these anymore. So you can see we're going to get rid of all these. So you'll see once you get rid of your SSR gears or rare gears or anything like that, you get these. So that's a 4-star crystal, and then these are your gear setups, or like gear crystals. Then you have the crystals for that, and you can go to King, go to the blue one right here, and you have to level up these when you need to. So you can see, like, if I want more 5-star crystals, you just get the 4-star crystals and upgrade from this one. So you need 6 4-star crystals to get 1 5-star crystal, and of course I can get 9 right now, but then I wouldn't have any 5-star, which I don't want to do that yet. So that's basically what you need. You need to have the 5-star crystals. A good thing to know is that you can get one every day if you do the daily missions, because then you can actually do that every single day, and you'll see that you can get one right there. So you do that once a day, and you'll get one each day. That's 7 in a week. So then you just multiply that by 4. So you have over 28 a month, and just keep on grinding out as much as possible. And you'll understand, like, after a while, you'll be pretty good and set to go for gear. And then just grind out the game a lot more, and then try to go for your gear once you have that chance, because your gear is basically end game, and that's what you want to go for. Almost every unit will get your gear once it gets to that point. But that's basically how gear works. But that's gonna do it for today's video, guys. Have a great day.